cayenne pepper. It's hot, but it's a powerfully hot healing remedy. And I first introduced to cayenne pepper many years ago by a man named Dr. Christopher, one of America's favorite herbalists and famous herbalists. And when I first met him, you won't believe how he used cayenne pepper to heal his ulcer. So don't miss this episode. I'm Dr. Krystosik, and again, I'm talking about cayenne pepper, one of the most powerful herbs on the planet. And by the way, cayenne pepper is really good for colds and flus. And speaking of cold, it's really cold out, and that's why I've got this winter hat on, because I'm here in Ohio in the middle of winter, and it is cold. But again, I'll just take some of this cayenne pepper, mix it up in some water, and it'll really warm my tummy. And it'll do wonders for my body and your body too. You know, Jethro Kloss, a famous American herbalist, he would usually write in his book on herbs, maybe one page on each herb, but on cayenne pepper, he took 10 pages on this specific herb. Now, what does it do? Well, cayenne pepper helps to increase circulation. It helps to strengthen the arterial walls. It helps to deliver blood to whatever organs that need the blood the most. It's chock full of all kinds of anti-inflammatory compounds. It helps to build a strong immune system. And it again dilates the blood vessels. And Dr. Christopher, one of my favorite herbalists, and I first met him in Arizona on the Rolling Stones farm that they actually bought after we had this conference there with Dr. Christopher. We were there for 2 weeks with this gentleman, a white-haired, bushy gentleman with so much joy. And when I first met him, he actually sat down at this table talking about herbs, and he had a bottle of cayenne pepper sitting next to him with a glass of water. And he actually took half of the bottle of cayenne pepper, put it in the glass of water, stirred it up, and drank it down. It's like our eyes popped open when we saw that. He said, this is one of the safest herbs you could possibly have. And he told us a story about when he first got introduced to herbs, he had an ulcer, a stomach ulcer. And he said that he had heard about the healing properties of cayenne pepper for ulcers, which you would think, really? For ulcers in the stomach? That would seem might irritate it. Well, he actually was a little bit naive when he first heard about it. And so he took a whole bottle of cayenne pepper, stirred it up in some water, and he drank it down, and he passed out. But he said when he woke up, the bleeding in his stomach had stopped, and after several weeks, his ulcer was actually healed.
The cayenne equalizes the bloodstream from the top of the head to the bottom of the feet. A case where a boy 8 years old was shot by his little brother in play with a bullet that went into his bowel, took off part of the adrenal gland, part of the lung, hit the spinal cord, ricocheted after it cut the cord, hit the spine and ricocheted out and made the second hole. And the blood was pumping out both of these. Right, so the neighbor next door heard the shot, and knowing none of the parents were home, she rushed over. Seeing what had happened, she didn't stop with a teaspoon of cayenne. She gave him nearly a tablespoon. And he was in shock, and he just drank it down. No complaints, of course. And by the time she got a phone call to the sheriff and to the hospital, the child was not bleeding anymore. They came from 18 miles away at the primary children's hospital to pick this boy up. And they had told her to shove toweling down in there or he'd bleed to death before they'd get there. Well, she just put toweling over it. But when they got there, they put him in the ambulance, and he was talking his little old head off. as an 8-year-old will. On exploratory surgery, the surgeon said that he had never seen such a clean job. The lower cavity had very little blood in it. Very little blood, because it had stopped because of the Cayenne.
What an amazing story from a gentleman who I admire, and he's, again, one of America's favorite herbalists. So again, if you want to be able to build a strong immune system, increase blood circulation to all the parts of your body, you can use it internally and you can use it externally. Now, some people say, well, it's pretty hot to use. Well, yeah, you could start slow. That's the way I did. And then gradually increase the amount that you take. Maybe just start with maybe an 1/8 of a teaspoon in some water and put a little bit of raw honey, like Manuka honey would be really good for that, because that, again, really strengthens your immune system. Stir it up, drink it down, and it will help to increase circulation, dilate those blood vessels. It actually has been shown to actually help to be beneficial to the heart as well in research studies. So this herb, you don't want to pass it up. You want to use it on a regular basis, especially during cold and flu seasons. If you have a sore throat, you could take some of the cayenne pepper, put it in a glass of water with some Manuka honey or some raw honey, stir it up, and just kind of just take it down and gargle with it. And you will notice that that sore throat will get so much better so quick, and it will really help to heal and restore and help to get over that cold and flu and that sore throat lickety-split. So, until next time, my friend, I encourage you to join our Gut 911 prescription community and be around people just like you who are trying to encourage each other, to support each other, and learn from me about all the natural properties of the wonderful foods and herbs that we've been so blessed with and we take advantage of. Very, very seldomly do people take advantage of them, but we should. God has blessed us with all these wonderful resources on the earth to help to heal our bodies. Start taking advantage of them. I'm Dr. Krystosik, and I'm glad that you're spending the time with me to learn about how the body heals itself with natural medicine. So until next time, I really encourage you to do something good for yourself. Take a proactive role in your health. And I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel, leave a comment or a question you might have. I'll be happy to answer any questions for you. Until next time, I hope you have a great day. Here's to your health.